Christopher Nolan, you're my boy. You're my boy. I love Interstellar. Hell, I liked Gravity. But Ridley Scott, man. Ridley Scott just told everybody he still got game. He still got game. Welcome, guys, to Think About It Reviews, and we are talking The Martian. Now, if you haven't already heard what I just said, this is directed by Ridley Scott, and I have to point out the screenplay is by Drew Goddard, because Drew Goddard has done Daredevil, and that is a fantastic series if you haven't already seen it. Stellar cast. Stellar cast. We have Matt Damon in his lead role, of course. We had Jessica Chastain, Kristen Wiig, Jeff Daniels, Michael Pena, Kate Mara, Sean Bean, Sebastian Stan. We have even Donald Glover in here. Shudwell Ijar, the guy from 12 Years a Slave. Was it 12 Years a Slave? I think that's the title of it. His name is so freaking hard to pronounce, I gotta say. So basically, Matt Damon is on Mars. All right, with his team that consists of Jessica Chastain. And Jessica Chastain, man, she said, you know what? Interstellar didn't let me go up into space. Now let me go up into space. Sorry, Christopher, but I got to go with Scott on this. So she plays Melissa Lewis, the captain, the leader of the whole crew. And then you got Michael Pena as Martinez. That's my boy, Martinez. He my cousin. I'm not going to lie. He reminds me of my cousin, actually. And then we have Jeff Daniels as, the head of NASA. And he was really, I thought Jeff Daniels actually did a fantastic job to play in that serious role, because we all know him as Dumb and Dumber. And he's done other stuff and everything. We had Kate Mara on the crew as well, playing Beth. We had Sebastian Stan as Chris. Eskel Henny as Alex Vogel. But to sum it all up, you saw the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, basically this is about Matt Damon's character, Mark. And Mark gets, there's a huge storm that's coming at this whole crew's way. So they have to abandon the mission early. And, they get caught up in the storm. But one by one, they're trying to get to their shuttle. And Matt Damon gets hit by debris, so he's stranded on Mars, and the crew thinks he's dead. The crew, it's this huge storm, rocks everywhere. They have to leave him. They think he's dead at first. They think he's dead. All likelihood, he's dead. He's dead. So they just take off. Of course, they regret it. Jeff Daniels announces it. Jeff Daniels, who plays Teddy, tells the whole PR, the whole media that, listen, this guy's dead. He's gone. We had to go, but we have people coming back. But I'm sorry, Mark didn't make it. However, Mark did make it. Now, I don't want to talk too much about what goes on in this film, because this film is long. This film is pretty long, but however, the editing, I can't pick anything out of it. I was entertained. I was liking everything that Ridley Scott gave me, that the editor gave me, and then the use of music that they had, and the humorous moments that we had in this. I mean, if you guys like Gravity's visuals, and you like Interstellar's story, then The Martian is just a balance. It's the perfect balance. It's that porridge that's just right. Now, Ridley Scott, there is no hiding the fact that he made some clunkers. He was making some clunkers before he got here. A lot of people were saying, I don't think Ridley Scott has it anymore. Prometheus, I like Prometheus, but a lot of people don't like it. The visuals are there. Ridley Scott, he could set the atmosphere so well. And his visuals are always top notch, even if the movie's not good at all. That has to do with maybe script writing, but that also falls onto the director as well. So there's no hiding the fact that Ridley Scott has been bad these last couple of years. Not too awful, but not good. He hasn't been good. This is his film that tells you that Ridley Scott still has a little juice left in him. That, even if you stumble, even if you fall, there is always a way to pick yourself back up. And Ridley Scott has done this with this film. His visuals look fantastic. This is Mars, and it reminded me kind of the Dunes a little bit. However, I was just immersed in the world once again that Ridley Scott has presented, with Earth and Mars, with the situation that Mark had to go through. Now, this is a survivalist kind of film, so if you're not a big fan of that kind of genre or that kind of film, that kind of story, then but you like space and stuff, I still think you'll enjoy it. I know this film is probably not going to cater to a lot of people. I know a lot of people didn't really find Interstellar really good, or even Gravity. Like, there's just some people that just don't like these kind of films, and I could see that happening here. But I think this is a fantastic film, and I think Oscar season, they're going to be screening Martian, because the casting in here is awesome. I really absolutely, I didn't even, I knew it was Matt Damon, but just following along and what all the trials, all the tribulations he had to go through, all this the stuff that just keeps hitting him one by one. Now, this is a whole lot different than Gravity. Gravity had the same elements and the same kind of process going on. Except with Matt Damon's situation, it just felt natural. The flow of this film felt natural. It never felt like it screeched to a halt or anything like that. It never felt like they were just throwing stuff to make it conflict. The conflict seemed like it came naturally. So, and then also his process of trying to survive was just fantastic. So I think Matt Damon did such a great job in this film. And I think just the whole cast did a great job. Now, like I said, Jeff Daniels did a great job. If you think he's the bad guy in this film, because there has to be somewhat of kind of a bad guy, it's a lot. There's so much more to the story than that. He's a guy who has to make decisions, and sometimes those decisions are not, a lot of people don't agree with it. Honestly, I think Donald Glover really stole the show. He plays Rich. He stole the show when he came in. He was very energetic. This guy, I know he's like a rapper, actor and stuff, but he actually did a very good job in this film. I think the whole cast, and even Kristen Wiig, there was a lot of funny little moments in here that was just, just made me chuckle a lot. And the whole audience, what I was sitting with, chuckled very much as well. They really liked the moments when it came to, presenting a joke. The jokes worked in this film. Now, I watched this in 3D, and I gotta say, I'm not a fan of 3D. I don't like 3D. I actually accidentally came into the screening because I thought it was RPX, but then I guess it was a 3D showing as well, so I had to watch it in 3D. Some elements in the film really work, like the debris, the rocks that are coming everywhere when you see the ship and the cameras panning and stuff. Like, it does hit you, but honestly, you don't need to watch this in 3D. You could just watch it in standard, or I would suggest you watch this in IMAX. Now, once again, I said this is a longer movie, so I think a lot of people would get a little bit tired. I felt a little fatigued at the end. I don't know if it's because it was kind of getting really late. I went to the 7:30 showing, and I didn't get out until almost 10. So, maybe a little fatigued, but honestly, I think the editing was so great, and you were just so immersed for this story, and you were just rooting for this guy, Mark, to survive any way possible. And not only that, but just the overall, I never felt bored. There was always somebody trying to solve something. There was a question that needed to be answered, and those questions were always constantly answered throughout this film. So I think this film is fantastic. I think, I don't know what else to say, really. I think it is a fantastic film. Any negativities in here? Not really, honestly. I don't really have too much of a negativity in here. I think maybe the science is a little, a lot of people are going to point out this can never happen, this can never happen, this can never happen. And I think you do sometimes need to, when a certain kind of film comes and you're like, okay, the science needs to add up on this. And I think they did a great job in it. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so when I came in watching this, I knew that, I don't know what if this is possible. I just had to really get a gut feeling like, okay, maybe that would work, or maybe, I don't think that would ever work. But I try to, I was really just focusing on the film and the direction, and God, the soundtrack, the soundtrack, the score was it was beautiful. I love the score. The score just really brings you into the mood, into the more into what Mark is feeling, or certain events, certain action sequences that really suspenseful sequences that really kind of gets you more into it with that score. I thought the score was fantastic in this film. I think I'm going to start getting a couple tracks from there. What can I say, man? I was just thoroughly enjoyed this from beginning to the very end. And it starts off really fast in the very beginning. And, it does slow down towards the middle, but It's all for character development. It's all to get to know Mark. And that's what you want. You want to get to know Mark, and you want to like Mark. And you absolutely like Mark. And you like his crew. You know his crew made the decision, but something happens where, they have a chance to basically you just start I don't want to go anywhere near that area. Never mind. I'm just gonna say you just start really you applaud this crew. You applaud everybody that is in this film. You applaud the director. There was applause after this showing. After it was done. I don't clap for a movie after it's done, but I had to clap for this one. I could see Oscar season loving this film, and I loved the film. I thought the film was great. I just really can't pick anything apart. I really don't. I don't have nothing negative really to say about it, other than maybe, some moments are like, oh, come on, I don't know about that. But other than that, this film really just grabs you into there. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to give it a high recommendation. You should go check out this film. But I'm going to say this right now. Some people are going to say this is a one-time watch movie, but that's perfectly fine. For me, I'd watch it, a little bit of it, but I don't think I can go from beginning to end again. So rewatchability, I don't know, but I'm super glad I got to go watch this in RPX, because Ridley Scott did deliver a great overall film. And the one film that I don't know why I was thinking it, but afterwards, everybody's probably thinking about it, like Alien, where you just sat down and you just kind of just really, it just has those slower moments, but it's beautifully crafted, beautifully done. Everybody who did this deserves an applause, because I think they have something special here. It might crack my top 5 of 2015. I'm not sure. It probably does. It definitely probably does. I think it cracks that top 5. It definitely was such an enjoy. I enjoyed it a lot, and I could understand that people didn't, but I enjoyed it. So that's what I'm going to do. Highly recommend it. But it's called Think About It Review. So you think about it, whether you want to go see it or not. I'm not telling you whether you should. I'm just giving you my opinion. So thank you guys for listening. I have a lot more videos. So subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and check out my videos and comment below, because I want to hear your thoughts. If you've seen this film, let me know what you thought about it. We had Interstellar, we have Gravity, and I'm telling you right now, if I had to choose out of Gravity, Interstellar, or this film, I'm choosing this film every time. No disrespect to Christopher Nolan and Interstellar. I really enjoyed that. And no disrespect to Gravity, because I really enjoyed that. Oh, I'm going to say one more thing too. Just real quick, little bonus thing. The way Gravity worked with Sandra Bullock talking to herself, it didn't work. She was talking to herself. That was a lot of complaints in that film. They fixed that in The Martian. Matt Damon talks to himself, but he's not talking to himself. He's talking to a webcam, so it makes sense for him to speak out loud when nobody's around him. So absolutely thought that was so clever and so great, because, we're going to go back to Gravity and say, well, why is he talking to himself? Why do we, the audience, need to know what he's thinking? We could just see it in his facial expressions. And you do get that in this film as well. You get a lot of him. You just get definitely a lot of him going through a lot of stuff without him saying anything. We absolutely knows how he feels. We know what he's kind of thinking. So the audience got it. I'm just saying. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, like I always say, grab a seat. Make sure you got some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema, guys.